I am never getting this doll. I am never gonna be able to get this doll. Sorry for the plain white background, pretty boring in the middle of Halloween. When I tell you I was on Mattel, the day this doll released, it sold out immediately. Nowhere to be found, nothing, zero. Zero, none. This doll is like $70-ish, I don't know. And the very next day after release, it was on eBay for like $140. Is it worth $140? I don't know, I'm still deciding. Is $140 really too steep for a collector's doll? I don't know. I don't know anything about doll collection. Is this like normal? Any doll collectors out there? If I really want it, I might have to send it. I don't know, I'm at a loss because equally, when I was sitting there waiting to check out and get my doll with all of its beauty to put on my shelf, somebody else was in there thinking about eBay, which is fine. That's fine. No, you know what actually is not fine? If you got a Monster High doll and you are selling it for more money than what you bought it for, you let me know and I will pay what you bought for it for, and I will pay shipping. And I will give you a finder's fee of $5. Thank you. Anyways, I wanted to do a makeup inspired by the doll that I could not get. And although it has some minor differences, we'll get to that soon, overall I wanted it to have the same vibe. I've also done Corpse Bride in the past, which I absolutely love every single time I do this makeup, so I knew I was going to love it as a doll. The first difference is the doll reference does not have a posable neck. But because we're doing this in body paint and I wanted to make it look like it had more doll-like features, I added a joint to the neck and also to the shoulders. And yeah, there's joints on the shoulders in the doll reference, but I wanted it to be more of that ball joint. For her skin tone, I mixed together the colors Neptune and Yeti and a little bit of teal to create that nice light blue. And for her bone, of course, I used the color Bone Tone. And you know, I was filming and I was kind of thinking that I wasn't feeling right. Turns out I wasn't. My blood sugar was low and continued to go low throughout this entire video. Confused. Per usual, shading. When it comes to shading, whether you're an expert or you're brand new to it, I always recommend starting small and then gradually building up. And if you do make a mistake, it's okay. You can just blend it out. But it's a lot easier to build up than it is to take off. Oh my God, that was way too much. Also, why am I kind of looking like that guy from that one Will Smith movie? No? For my eyes, and I want you to keep in mind that my sugar is low here. I started to add the purple eyeshadow around my eyes and create the doll-like shape. Of course, starting out with a lighter purple eyeshadow, blending that out, and then gradually adding a darker violet eyeshadow. But as I'm about halfway through the eyes, I actually realized my entire chest is missing. So chaotically, I switched over to my chest and abandoned my eyes for the moment. The dress on the doll is actually pretty high up on her chest, so while I would have painted this a little bit lower, I did want to stick with the reference. To create the top of the dress, I added a little bit of shading underneath before I started adding the lace. To add the lace, I used a combination of blues, and honestly, it's just squiggly lines. I then used blue and navy blue eyeshadow to add a little bit more detail to the lace as well. To create the navy dress, I mixed together Neptune and ink. I also went back in and shaded a little bit more per usual. Added some highlights using Yeti. And then also use Yeti to add the mesh to the top of the dress. Going back to my eye, I added light purple eyeshadow to my lids, made the lines around my eyes more crisp using a navy blue eyeshadow, added in the whites around my eyes, and figured now is a good time to add on my eyebrows. Normally I would have done these a little bit thinner, but they just happened to turn out a little bit thicker, honestly. There's no reason, there's no good reason for it. It just happened. And sometimes things happen, but they look fine. I added my eyeliner and decided that I wanted to draw the bottom lashes on. For my lips, I would have used a lip color, but I decided to go in with body paint because I wanted it to have a very specific color that is a little more dead, I think, than they probably sell for people that are alive. For my lashes, I added false lashes and of course made paper lashes. I love them. And of course, for everyone's favorite part, adding black body paint around my bones. And because she's a doll, I also wanted to add some highlights to my face. We'll just glance over the fact that she's missing her teeth on this makeup. And we'll just say it's because I wanted it to be a little different from the doll, not because I forgot. But what I didn't forget is her worm earrings. At first I was gonna make them out of clay, but I wasn't really particularly loving how that looked. So I decided just to make them out of paper and colored pencils. I was originally gonna hook him on like earrings, but then I'm like, well no, I'll just use some Prozate and stick it to the side of my face. It's Halloween, stick some worms to the side of your face, you know what I mean? I'm never getting this doll.